Hi everybody, DUGROZ here with DUGROZ Reports. Welcome to another episode of Frugal Points, the series where I drive in my car and talk to you about the philosophical side of points and miles. Today I'm going to be telling you a story about a creative use of points. I'm not actually driving in my car. You'll notice I'm completely stationary because I came for a doctor's appointment, went to Office Depot, bought some gift cards. The doctor's office wasn't too far away, and I arrived about 20 minutes early, so I'm just sitting waiting to go into this nondescript tan and blue building for a routine doctor's appointment, nothing of concern whatsoever. The tale of this story is about how to use my points in a charitable manner with efficiency. So here's the situation. I attend a church and I give to my church my normal offerings via online giving. And when you give online, you can process it as an EFT, which is either free or very cheap. You can process a debit card, which is very cheap. It's a flat fee of, I think, like $1, something like that. Or you can process it as a credit card. And a credit card is 3%. You have the option at the end of each gift to either add the 3% onto what you were giving, thereby kind of sort of effectively absorbing that yourself instead of making the church absorb it. Or you can just say, nope, I'm giving what I'm giving, the church has to pay the fee. Now, obviously, you can do funny business with that. You know, if you were going to give $100, you could instead give $97 and a little bit of change and say, I'll pay the fee and, make it so your total charge is around $100. You know, how does the church know how much you were intending to give? It's not like, there's some registrar or something of the church who's like, Doug, your mandatory giving is $100 a week. It's not like that. So the church doesn't know how much I'm giving, but in my mind, my wife and I have pledged to give a certain amount to our church on a somewhat regular basis, on an annualized basis. So, I do things like go to Office Depot and buy the prepaid MasterCards, which were on a special deal. So on a net basis, they were fee-free. I've got the receipt right here, actually. $593.85 for, I don't even know if you can see that, for $600 worth of MasterCards, 3 times $200. And then at least my intention is to use that for church giving, but the church is going to have to pay fees on that. So, do I feel a little bit bad that the church is going to have to pay a fee on that? Because I like my donations to be nice round numbers. So what I do is I will give in those nice round numbers of like $100 or $200 and make the church pay the fee. And then I know exactly how much I've given. So that's step one. But step two is I do feel a little bit bad about that. I want my money to go a little further. So in exchange, and I'm not committing to this for the rest of my life necessarily, but at least for the time being, whenever I get a refer a friend bonus on one of my Chase cards, not for the business cards, but for at least the personal cards, like the Sapphire Reserve or Preferred, or Freedom or Freedom Flex, Freedom Unlimited or Freedom Flex, I will then endeavor to use the refer a friend bonus to the benefit of my church, or at least ministry in a general sense, some other charity that I support, a family in need, something like that. And I'm not saying it has to be, some widow in the ditch begging for money, just something that I feel is sort of generally charitable and or giving to the church. So, I had 2 refer a friend bonuses, maybe more, I don't remember exactly what it was, but around 40,000 points that I got from refer a friend bonuses that I was wanting to use to give to the church. Well, obviously with Chase, you can do just straight up cash, penny a point, and that would be $400. So I could just cash that out and write the church a check for $400. And I'm not philosophically opposed to penny points, but I thought to myself, is there a better way I can do this? You know, in my prayers and reflections, I thought to myself, is there a more effectual way to steward this 40,000 points well? So I've been holding off since the end of last year, looking for a good opportunity to use those 40,000 points for something better than just, $400 in cash and then write a check to the church. Lo and behold, a few months go by, and about 6-ish weeks ago, one of the families in our church puts a message out on, I don't remember if it was a chat or Facebook or what. They somehow got the message out on social media. For the sake of this story, I won't use their real name. Let's call it the Woody family. The Woodies are a young couple that's been married 3, 4, 5 years, probably mid-20s, late 20s, I would estimate. A couple of young kids, both under the age of 5. And the Woodies said something like this. They said, we haven't ever taken a real vacation, quote unquote, with our kids since they've been born, or at least like minimal vacation opportunities. We'd like to go to the Kansas City area this summer, and we've got 3 or 4 things we'd like to do, most of which were downtown. There's like I don't really understand it, but there's some sort of new place that's like kids literature museum, like Winnie the Pooh and stuff, whatever. We want to be able to ride the trolley. I didn't even know there was a trolley in Kansas City. John R. probably knows. Anyhow, we want to be able to do that. We're looking for recommendations on place to stay. Probably something like, all the downtown hotels are really expensive. We don't want to be way out in the suburbs. Suggestions appreciated. So I reach out to them privately, directly, and say, hey, what are you looking for? Bounce some ideas off them, potential savings ideas. And I'm like, you know what? Hyatt is a nice hotel. And after doing a little looking, there is a Hyatt hotel right in downtown Kansas City, not too far from where they are wanting to do these various activities. In fact, I think it's called the Hotel Kansas City. It's a boutique hotel, but it's part of Hyatt. Well, guess what? It's for the days they want to go. I don't remember if it was 3 or 4, whatever. It's right around 40,000 points. Well, guess what I had that I was wanting to use? 40,000 points. So what I did was said, I'm willing to sell you my points for 1.1 cent each, which would come out to roughly $440. Again, I don't have the exact amount, but let's just say $440, and I'll book this hotel stay for you. And I said, don't do it yet, just in case you have to cancel, but when we get 2 or 3 weeks out from your trip, write me a check for the amount. You're buying your points from me. I will book it for you, and this hotel would have been over $900. I don't remember what the exact amount was, but definitely over $900. So if you're getting a $900 hotel for 40,000 points, let's see, what does that come out to? That's 2.25 cents per point. So, talk about killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I actually killed 3 or 4 birds with 1 stone. So, first of all, even though the church is having to absorb these 3% processing fees for me, in the long run, if I just throw them money from my refer friends on my personal chase cards, even if it's only like once a year, they're coming out ahead. They're coming out well ahead. So, the church is getting their $400 because I'm going to turn around and take the check that the Woodies give me and write that check to the church. B, they're actually getting $440 because I sold it for 1.1 cents per point not 1 cent per point. So they're getting an extra $40, which more than covers the processing fee on that $400 donation. C, the Woody family gets a 2.25 cent redemption. They get to stay in a Hyatt hotel right where they want to go for less than half the cost that they would have paid. And that was even like Expedia type prices, not just the Hyatt price. I checked both, maybe hotels.com. Good price. So they're getting value. D, or 4, can't remember, are we going with letters or numbers? Benefit number 4, this is a charitable donation for me. I'm going to get it on a giving receipt. So I get to deduct that for my taxes. Now, I don't make enough money to claim itemized deductions on the federal level, but on the state level, I usually do get to claim itemized deductions. So I get a tax deduction. And then you could argue 5, I get to share the love of points and miles with someone else. So just the good feeling that comes along with knowing you've done something good with points and miles. So that's my story about how I helped one family and met my goal of giving money to my church using points without having to settle for a 1 cent per point redemption. Put comments down below. Let me know if you've ever done anything like that. Oh, and I forgot. I guess benefit number 6 is when I make the actual donation, I'll get to put it on a credit card and get even more points from that. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel if you find this kind of content to be interesting. Click the like button. And as always, may your spending be frugal and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.